financial freedom. What is financial freedom, right? Like, what does financial freedom mean? Financial freedom, really, if you break it down, let's just get into the simplicity of it. It's just the idea of not being bound and burdened by your financial situation. Like, whatever it is that you're going through, and we all face challenges. We do. We all face challenges. They're going to come at us constantly. Life is going to give you things that you don't expect. We literally, just some insight. Been doing the boys' homeschool, right? We've been doing the boys' homeschool. Amidst doing their homeschool and traveling with my wife, as she's been a travel nurse for the last, it is, in 2 days it'll be December. And as of January, it'll be 2 years that we've been on the road, right? Well, that Kimberly's been on the road. Okay, so she's been a travel nurse for 2 years now. We've been doing homeschool. We've been traveling across the states, and it's been incredible adventure, but there's been lots of challenges, absolutely. There's been definitely things that we didn't expect. There's been expenses that we didn't expect. There's been, circumstances we just didn't have. We hadn't grasped those concepts. We didn't know we were going to go through the things that we went through. And the thing is the life is always going to do that to you, right? It's going to give you challenges. We literally have recently decided that we are going to move to Wyoming after having gone through, Colorado, Oregon, Washington. We've been in Wyoming for a few months and we like it. We actually decided that we want to stay here. So amidst that, we started contemplating how we wanted to wrap our heads around this and what we wanted to do, because we're still paying for a life in Texas, right? So that is a little burdensome, right? We're paying for a life there that we're ready to let go of, and we're ready to start a new life here in Wyoming. Well, we decided to save some money, go to Wyoming, drive down to Texas. We're going to get all of our things. We're going to tie up a bunch of loose ends. We're going to come back to Wyoming and rid ourselves of some of those expenses that we have in Texas, right? While on this journey, we are literally halfway across Colorado when me and the boys get a call. There's a house fire in the Airbnb farmhouse that we have been staying in, right? If you want to check out some interesting details about what we've been doing and what's been going on just on the farm and what's been going on in our circumstance with the house and everything like that, check out the Bayless Boys YouTube channel. It's incredible. Anyways, so we're halfway across Colorado when we discover there is a fire. And it's like, okay, well, what do we do, right? Are we still doing the right thing to go acquire our things and bring them back? Because we're going to bring them back to what? We don't have a plan, right? So we're trying to figure that out. And we're sitting here contemplating and trying to figure out how we're going to make this work. And we're like, we're already committed. We're already done with this. And we've already decided we're moving to Wyoming. This is Airbnb anyways. This isn't the house we're buying. So does it really matter? Let's follow through with this, right? So we go ahead and get our things. We get back, and then we ended up having to buy generators to try to get power to the house, get running water. Then, it's just been a whole ordeal. We ended up staying in a hotel several nights where there was issues with the plumbing, issues with the house itself. There's just been lots of things we didn't expect, okay? Mind you, a couple of days before I drove out of Wyoming, I invested thousands of dollars into a new program and a new business venture that we're doing, right? So we invested thousands of dollars. Thousands. We invested thousands of dollars. I just got myself a new YouTube manager, Yumi, who's doing incredible. She's awesome. But I just got a new YouTube manager. And then my old manager, Vassell, he's actually started managing some of my other things. Facebook, he's helping promote on TikTok, things like that. So we've got a lot of expenses just growing our business into new directions, right? And like I said, we just invested in this huge investment in this program where we're going to take our company into another direction with some affiliate marketing and things like that, which is incredible. It's great. It's super awesome. It's got a lot of upside potential, but we did this a couple of days before we left. And when we get back, we get to this point when we get back, right, where we no longer have a viable internet. It's weird because the whole fire was an electrical fire, and something happened after this electrical fire. All of a sudden, it became like this dark spot for my phone service. My phone worked fine. Internet on my phone was spotty at times. It was a little slow. But it got to the point where I came back and we're living into this farmhouse that we're running off of generators. We're going back and forth from hotels from time to time, trying to figure things out for a few weeks. And all the while, I'm watching this investment. I'm watching the money I'm spending on management and promotions and marketing and things like that, in addition to the money I'm spending with this huge investment, thousands of dollars. And I'm just sitting here trying to figure out what is it I'm missing, right? Because now I got this internet issue and it's slowing down my progress, right? Okay. Financial freedom is when those things don't faze you. Now they suck. They're not cool. Nobody wants them, right? Nobody wants to have to spend thousands of dollars and see no results because you get deadlocked, right? Nobody wants to do that. It's not fun. Nobody wants to spend money on marketing when you're not getting your channel to move. Nobody wants to spend money on websites and channels and things like that. If that isn't you're not being able to upload, you're not being able to do these things. Nobody wants to spend money and be in a stalemate. But the reality is I knew I didn't want to stifle my business. I didn't want to stop anything I was doing because ultimately my business was in a good place and it was growing and it was going to keep growing. And the money I was spending to keep my business moving was going to pay off eventually, right? And I was well aware of that. But that's financial freedom. And I'm not saying I'm financially free because I'm not where I want to be just yet. I'm working on it still. But that's the idea of financial freedom, is saying, hey, life came at me. Hey, these problems came at me. But I'm not going to sweat the financial burden. Financial burden's taken care of. I can handle that. What I need to sweat is how I can logistically handle these situations. How can I manage these circumstances and how can I operate under the things that are coming down on me? And that's going to keep happening, right? Things are going to keep happening. And it's just when you get one thing under control, something else is going to come at you. It's going to hit you real good too. And you're going to get to that point where you're like, what is it? What am I missing here? Why are these things? And it's just life, man. It's just business. It's just life. Business, as in life, is a living, breathing, growing, evolving thing. It's a living entity. And if your business isn't growing, it's dying. And if it's growing, that means you're going to face challenges. Just like in life. As you grew and developed your whole life, there was challenges that your parents faced. There was challenges that you faced. There was these moments that you had to be able to adjust and deal with the circumstances that you were dealt. Your finances shouldn't be the issue, though. There's lots of different ways to develop financial freedom. But ultimately, one of the biggest ways and one of the biggest steps, you need to generate more income. Now, to me, that's the biggest step. Now, people like Dave Ramsey is this very smart guy. He's a great guy. He's one of those guys you either love him or hate him. There's a lot of guys who don't like him, and there's a lot of other people who just worship him. I think he's awesome. He's absolutely incredible. He's a brilliant man. But his view is that you start with getting your debt paid off, which I do believe you should start paying off your debt, but I believe that's step number 2. Because I believe step number 1 is start generating more income. You need to be pushing something towards making more money. You need to develop that high-level skill, that high-level business, that passive income, affiliate money, residual money that's going to be coming in that you don't have a shortage of cash flow. then you just keep paying down that debt. And once you got no debt and you got solid cash flow, that's financially free. Like I mentioned in my last video, I talked about the idea of a series, and this is going to be episode 1. I'm going to keep, I got some more details I want and some more episodes I want to put out there, but I really want to develop this concept of financial freedom, and I want more people to understand it, because I think far too many people look at issues as if, well, if I was rich, I'd be good. Or you have the opposite end of the spectrum where people are like, I don't need to be rich. All you people are just materialistic. And the reality is that being rich doesn't solve all your problems. It just allows you to financially, monetarily handle those problems. You still got to logistically, and you got to manage everything. You got to psychologically, emotionally, you got to physically, you got to do all the other things, but at least finances isn't a problem, because finances can be a huge stress. When you're sitting here trying to figure out how you're going to deal with all these things that are coming at you, and finances is a huge burden on you, then all of a sudden those problems seem even bigger than they already are. And that's not where you want to be. So let's take care of that. So in my next video, and I'm telling you, you don't want to miss this. Stay tuned. Hey, share this one with a friend so we can start talking about, because some people, like I said, they just don't get it. They don't understand what financially free is. And my next video, we're going to talk about some ways. We're going to talk about some of these different ideas of how to diminish that financial burden and get yourself to a place where you're bringing in more income. And then we're going to keep going. We're going to keep learning and growing together. It's your boy, Corey B. I'm out.